Look, I'm not a young guy. That's no secret. But here's the deal. I understand how to get things done for the American people.
In one of the most monumental political implosions in the history of the United States, President Biden has withdrawn from the 2024 presidential race. The decision came weeks after a disastrous performance in a debate triggered a wave of panic among his fellow Democrats. Then, in the aftermath of an assassination attempt that elevated Donald Trump to hero status among his already fervent base, calls among Democrats for Biden to step down reached a critical point.
With the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Several shocking moments during Biden's debate clash with Trump on June 27th raised questions about his age and mental sharpness, even among his most ardent supporters. A few members of Congress came out quite early after the debate performance. Then Biden's people seemed to be trying to handle it. Biden made a series of calls to donors, attended some events, and did an interview on ABC.
And if you stay in and Trump is elected and everything you're warning about comes to pass, how will you feel in January?
I feel as long as I gave it my all and I did the goodest job as I know I can do. That's what this is about.
But the president's struggles continued in the weeks following the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president.
After the debate went so poorly, he had no margin for error at those events. Democrats and voters, already worried about him and seeing those appearances, simply did not find them reassuring enough to move forward. One by one, top Democrats made their concerns public. The unrest also spread to the party's donors, including calls for Biden to withdraw from the presidential campaign from Netflix founders Reed Hastings and actor George Clooney. But the president responded energetically to questions about his viability as a candidate at a highly watched press conference on July 11th.
I'm not in this for my legacy. I'm in this to complete the job I started.
Then, on July 13th, the assassination attempt on Donald Trump galvanized his supporters. An energized GOP unified around the former president at the Republican National Convention the following week. The contrast they saw was a very united Republican Party at a time when the Democrats were very divided and struggling. Meanwhile, in Las Vegas, President Biden tested positive for COVID.
The president has been at many events, as we all know, and he just tested positive for COVID.
Arriving in Delaware to isolate himself, Biden appeared to have difficulty getting into a car after descending from Air Force One. Democratic leaders, fearing major losses in lower congressional races, intensified their efforts to pull Biden from the race. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries pressed Democratic officials to delay the formal nomination of Biden as the party's candidate. Representative Adam Schiff became one of the highest-profile Democrats to publicly call for Biden to withdraw.
Good afternoon.
But concerns about Biden's age and mental sharpness are not new. They emerged when he ran for president against Trump in 2019 at the age of 76.
You just said 2 minutes ago that they would have to buy in. You said they would have to buy in.
If she qualifies for Medicaid,
are you forgetting what you said 2 minutes ago?
Be in for it.
During Biden's years in the White House, his staff largely shielded the president from the media. Compared to recent presidents, President Biden had done fewer interviews. He had held fewer extended press conferences, and there had simply been fewer opportunities for the press to question him in an extended format. His age was again scrutinized in February, when the special prosecutor investigating Biden's handling of classified documents released a report describing him as an amiable old man with poor memory.
My memory is not good. My memory is fine. Take a look at what I've done since I become president. None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed.
Less than a month before the June 27th debate, the Wall Street Journal reported, based on dozens of interviews, that the president had shown signs of decline. Democrats are looking not only at the presidency, but also whether they can hold the Senate and if they could regain the House. Republicans are very energized, very united, clearly behind their candidate and heading into the fall election season feeling really confident. And now the Democrats have to go through something really tough. And maybe they'll come out of that really unified so they can get people on board who can also be energized. But that remains an open question at this time. President Biden's withdrawal from the 2024 presidential race marks an unprecedented moment in American politics, reflecting not only the internal tensions of the Democratic Party, but also the volatile political dynamics of the country.
At Economy Media, your opinion matters to us. Subscribe and let us know what you think in the comments below.